Galactic Federation of Light Update, February 9, 2016. 2 chicken, 18 yaks, 12 manak. Selamat Jawa. We have received good news. The delivery process continues to move forward. As always, this process is made more complex by the fact that the Dark Cabal fully realizes what is now happening across this globe. The forces of the light are using the edge gained by the actions of its allies and associates to force this cabal from power. Long ago, when their Anunnaki masters were overlords of this surface world, such activities as we are presently proceeding with, were, of course, impossible. These dark oligarchs were not counting on what a number of grievous mistakes brought them. They are on the verge of a great downfall, which is to give you a new time filled with freedom, prosperity, and a rising responsibility to maintain this glorious system. This operation has taken longer than was first expected. This is due in part to the remaining abilities of these devious fiends. Their coming destruction spells the final end to a cover-up that has kept us from interacting on the scale we originally wished for. They used this cover-up to create a secret governance, which almost defeated the intentions of heaven. This power was initially something we had to secretly overcome in order to carry out heaven's sacred decrees. It was a most difficult task since we were unable to use a number of strategies that we had been able to employ in many previous off-world scenarios against the dark. This time was one where most of you did not fully comprehend why we were here and why we had come in such great numbers. Thus, we needed to adopt a number of processes through our liaisons to win over those of the light who had long opposed the tactics of the dark. These many secret organizations were watched over by your ascended masters who mostly resided in the inner earth realm of Agartha. The Agarthans frankly used their broad influence to allow us to gain a number of confidences. These were vital in putting us in the position that we are in today. We thank those of the light who enabled us to come here and set up programs that are currently leading to your grand victory. Shortly, we intend to introduce ourselves to you and then to explain how you are to become fully consciousness. A process is now occurring to transform how this reality works. Long ago, this age was the property of a very arrogant group of minions who gladly defied the wishes of their former overlords. This earthly group was initially able to recast the action plan of their masters before this plan was turned back only a decade ago. At present, you are watching as the worldwide schemes of this deranged oligarchy are defeated. During this time, the forces of light maintained the appearance that this realm was not in a transformational period. This camouflage was necessary. It was decided to finish the transition so it permitted many to avoid being too shocked by what was occurring. This can allow many to be gradually informed of the radical transition that is presently sweeping this realm. This new realm is to be completely different from the one that you have previously experienced. Thus, your growing consciousness is to forge the new reality and permit you to live in an age free of the Cabal's oppression and lies. When the new governance takes over, the old ways are at last to be put to rest. The oligarchy made sure that its true masters, the large banks and the big multinationals, were always favored over the people. It maintained laws that annually permitted their cronies to reap greater and greater profits and attack those who wished to free themselves of this highly illegal rule. It constantly invented stories about why this governance was inhibited by stalemate and by large degrees of indebtedness and phony spending. The new governance is to cancel this crazy game and free you from these scheming puppeteers. It is to punish these deceiving oligarchs and arrest all who lied, cheated, and manipulated you. This new time is also to institute a new financial system, reveal a great number of sequestered inventions, and finally terminate the decades-long UFO cover-up. You are then to be truly free, prosperous, and well on the glorious path to full consciousness. This is to allow us to lend and begin to mentor you. Namaste. We are your ascended masters. Our associates are now in the final stages of a very complex delivery operation. The number of special institutions cooperating with this process has complicated this procedure. We are aware of just how eagerly the last vestiges of the dark are attempting to sabotage this movement of funds across continents and oceans. Despite these and many other difficulties, this operation has so far been able to complete its assigned tasks. In the coming weeks, we expect to be able to finish all of this and to succeed at putting in place new governance. We blessedly thank Heaven and her many helpers who have graciously supported these efforts. We thank each of you, as well. You have kept up a general positiveness, which is greatly aiding this divine effort. We are installing a new enlightened way of doing things, which is to be the framework for your new reality. This positive effort of yours is to be applauded. The dark and its oligarchic minions have laid down a sea of physical doom across the length and breadth of this globe. Nevertheless, this great ocean of negativity has not seriously impaired your visions or energies. This magnificent operation is a blessed sign of who you really are. Your growing level of consciousness is busily limiting the dark and providing proof for why this new era is to be shortly manifested. Each of you is demonstrating how this growing consciousness is sealing the fate of the Dark Ones and their minions. A few decades ago, this divine effort was judged to be impossible. Now, it is evident and becoming the undercurrent that is leading the light to a most wondrous triumph. All of this is a truly remarkable set of events. Your future is to be one in which you are to achieve your glorious goals and return this solar system and galaxy to the light. The time is approaching for some truly miraculous happenings. These are to permit us to finally appear freely among you. Then, you are to see that all of these grand events are not only to bring you your freedom, but also a rediscovery of your true past and your origins in the many worlds that forged our space families. In this new knowledge, you can see why you are here, and go about your divine duties. Together, we are to forge a most wondrous new star nation and gladly accept a whole host of new responsibilities. In this is to be your grand transformation and a great rejoicing throughout all of heaven. You are indeed blessed and being prepared for a most sacred set of duties. Today, we continue to explain how this present reality is being transformed and readied for a new realm. Our many heavenly and space families are drawing close to their triumphant grand finale. This is to greatly alter this reality. Remain positive and fully ready for the great joys that are now very close to manifesting. Know, dear ones, that the countless supply and never-ending prosperity of heaven are indeed yours. So be it. Selamat Gajan. Selamat Ya, Syrian for B1. And be enjoy. Channeled by Sheldon Neidl. www.paoweb.com